Feliz Cinco de Mayo. Welcome to today's Nutrition at Noon. Bienvenidos. My name is Josefina and I am one of 10 nutritionists at Giant. Today I want to share with you some fun and delicious ways to celebrate Cinco de Mayo right at home. Don't worry if you don't have the ingredients that I'll be talking about. You can have a Mexican-themed dinner any other day of the week. In my biased opinion, any day is a good day for Mexican food. So now some webinar information. So our webinars are completely anonymous. No one can see you, no one can hear you, and no one can read the questions that you might ask. There is a Q&A tab at the bottom of the screen, so feel free to ask any questions, and at the end of the webinar, I will be answering those questions. All right, so let's start with a little Cinco de Mayo history question. Let me pull up the poll here for you guys. All right, so Cinco de Mayo is Mexico's Independence Day. True or false? I'm going to give you a little time to answer this, and let's see what we get, what kind of results we get. Okay, so about 50% of the people answered. Just give a couple more seconds so that more people can answer. Okay, wow, so it's pretty split in the middle, 50% true and 50% said false. So if you thought Cinco de Mayo is Mexico's Independence Day, you are not alone. Many people believe it is. In fact, Cinco de Mayo is actually a celebration of a battle that Mexico won over the French Empire back in 1862. So Cinco de Mayo is significant in Mexico's history, and it has become very popular in the United States. Mexico's independence is actually in September. So there you have it, some fun facts about Cinco de Mayo and Mexico's history. Let's get to the food. All right, so today is Taco Tuesday. Not only is it Cinco de Mayo, but it's also Taco Tuesday. And I personally love Tuesdays because they're Taco Tuesdays. And I find that tacos are easy and inexpensive, and they're also very versatile. So you can have your traditional Mexican toppings in a taco, or you can get creative. You can do Greek taco, you can do shrimp or fish tacos, vegetarian tacos, hamburger tacos, Cuban tacos, Korean barbecue tacos, anything you could possibly think of, you can make them into a taco. And my personal favorite is that tacos are a great way to get all your 5 food groups. As a nutritionist, I highly love that, and I highly, highly encourage it. So before, in the next slide, I want to show you what I love to do with tacos is on Cinco de Mayo is to create a taco bar. What I love about taco bars is that it's easy to set up all the ingredients, and everybody can just create their own taco on their own. So here I set up some of the ingredients that you can use, starting with the grains like the tortilla or a hard taco tortilla shell. Dairy, we'll use cheese and sour cream. And some of the proteins, you want to try choosing the leaner proteins, and you have some options that are plant-based, like the beans and tofu. And so for produce, there's a huge variety and selection there. With produce, you can get nice freshness as well as flavors. And what I love is that they're packed with vitamins and minerals. So now I'm going to give you some alternatives to Taco Tuesdays. Are you ready for that? Tostada Tuesday. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but Tostada Tuesdays are a thing. I personally love tostadas. You will always find a pack of tostadas in my pantry because I find that it's real easy to kind of just layer the toppings on top. It's a hard shell, flat corn tortilla. And so a tostada, corn tortilla, is a whole grain. And here you see that I enjoyed a tostada over the weekend. Another idea I have are tingas, Tinga Tuesday. So chicken tingas are a very popular traditional dish in Mexico. The first time I ever tried it was in Mexico City. I was around my mid-20s, and I had, it was the first time I ever tried them, and I absolutely loved them. So it was pretty awesome that this magazine, this current issue of Savory magazine, is featuring chicken tinga tacos. And I have the, oh, here it is. I knew I had the magazine. So I wanted to show you and share this with you, because I don't know if you all knew that Giant has this awesome Savory magazine, and you can get it at the store. And this issue is called The Big Flavor, and it has a lot of great recipes and ideas and inspiration. You go to any page and you're just gonna see like such amazing dishes. So I highly, highly encourage you to grab this magazine this month. It's really awesome. And what I want to show you is that it's really easy to make this recipe. So if you want, you can also find the recipe online. It's at giantfood.com/savory. So the protein you're going to have here is chicken, and the secret ingredient in this recipe is the chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. So this recipe, it's basically a chicken stew, and it has a tangy, spicy flavor. So these chipotle peppers is what's going to give it that kick, that spiciness. And you add the puree, some olive oil, and you use your corn tortillas. The aromatics that you're going to use here is going to be garlic, onion, bay leaf, oregano, and salt. And then you're going to top it with some cilantro and limes. It's very delicious. It's simple. You will love it. Trust me, I highly, highly encourage you to try it. And then another thing I want to share is that this recipe has 2 guiding stars. And if you haven't heard of guiding stars, that's a tool that we use at Giant in order to help our customers find healthier products and recipes. So 1 guiding star is good, 2 is best, and 3 is, did I get that wrong? 1 is good, 2 is better, and 3 is best. So 1 star, 2 stars, or 3 stars being the best ones, okay? All right. So I also want to share, as a nutritionist, we always want to make sure that we're promoting balance. So keeping it balanceado. We want to have it balanced. So when you're creating your plates, think of my plate. So 1/4 of your plate is going to be grains. Try choosing those whole grains, which are going to be richer in fiber. So corn is a whole grain, and when you're choosing some flour tortillas, when able, choose those whole wheat flour. And then the starchy vegetables. So if you're going to have some starchy vegetables, that's going to be counted as a grain. So that's going to be in that whole grain section. And for dairy, when you can, choose those low-fat options, which are going to be lower in saturated fats and cholesterol. And for protein, using those lean meats and those plant-based protein items. And produce. So produce is going to be half of your plate. And that's just a great way to get those vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. So here I wanted to show you how I created my plates using that guide. So half of my plate was with produce. I had a salad, and I had bean tostadas. So my protein here was some tostadas. I had some cheese, cilantro, and avocado, and then the corn tortilla. So for me, it was really important that I show you how you can have half of your plate with produce. Even with Mexican food, you can have half of your plate with produce. So these are some traditional Mexican dishes that are vegetable based. So here we have a roasted Mexican zucchini. So you just roast your zucchini and kind of add lime. You can add cilantro, and I added here in the queso fresco, which is a very traditional and delicious cheese in Mexico. And then the next dish is a cucumber and radish salad. So radishes are great because they're packed with vitamin C, and they have this nice peppery flavor to it. So radishes are very, very popular also in Mexico. You'll find them a lot on the side or with dishes. And then the cucumber is refreshing, and that has fiber, so it's high in fiber. Very refreshing side dish there. And then ensalada de nopal. So this is actually cactus salad. Yes, I said it, cactus. So cactus is edible, and it's really common and popular in Mexico as well as Central America. So I did want to show you here that we have it in a jar, just like in that picture. It's in a jar, and it's really, really high in vitamins and minerals. So some of them is gonna be calcium, iron, potassium, magnesium, and fiber. It's rich in antioxidants. One thing I do want to share is that if you are using it from the jar, it is high in sodium. So you want to wash it in running water, try to get as much of the sodium out as possible. They're using it to preserve it. So if you are using it in a jar, it is going to be high in sodium, so remember to wash it. But it has a lot of great nutritional properties. And this last one that I wanted to share is called jicama. So jicama salad, and jicama is it's a vegetable. It's a root vegetable that's very, very popular in Mexico. So here I cut one up so that you can see it in the inside. It's really tough and rough, but the actual vegetable is really juicy. So it's kind of like a crispy juiciness, and it's very, very refreshing. So it's a great vegetable to have in the summertime. So the awesome thing is that Giant has a recipe for this. So if you go to giantfood.com/savory and you just type in jicama salad, you'll find an awesome recipe for jicama. So jicama is rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, and it's high in fiber. So 1 cup of jicama has 6 grams of fiber. So all these great, awesome foods that will provide you lots of vitamins and minerals. And what would Cinco de Mayo be without a margarita? So I prepared myself a little margarita mocktail here. The sample that I'm giving you, or the recipe that I'm giving you, is flavored with sparkling water. It's using lemon and lime sparkling water, and it's using orange juice. So I didn't have orange juice at home, so I used grapefruit. It works just the same. And what was I gonna say? I used grapefruit. Oh yeah, that grapefruit is rich in vitamin C, just like orange juice. And then for the grapefruit margarita, so what I want to say about this is that there is a recipe in Savory, and it was pretty awesome that I found this recipe, because this drink is actually called paloma in Mexico, and it's something you can find in restaurants. That drink is very, very popular, and it's super delicious and easy to make. So in Mexico, paloma is actually the most common drink that is consumed more than margarita. So there you have it, something new that you can try if you want to, have a new flavor or switch it up. There, you can have an awesome new drink called the grapefruit margarita or paloma. All right. And then I wanted to show you some more bebidas tradicionales. So these are more traditional drinks that you can find that are Mexican. So agua de Jamaica. This is actually flour. So it's hibiscus flower. It's the dried hibiscus flower. So it's water of hibiscus flower. And hibiscus flower is packed with antioxidants, and research shows that it aids in lowering blood pressure. So it has great properties. And I did want to share with you a tea. So this is Fiesta tea. Let me see. Fiesta tea, and this is their immunity line. It's called Fireberry. It's really, really fruity. It tastes delicious. And I like to have it either hot or cold. And so the ingredients is hibiscus, rose hip, elderberries, sweet black pepper leaves, cranberries, and rose petals. So with the hibiscus, you can actually find it in a lot of teas. So many teas will add hibiscus in it, or you can find hibiscus tea. So those have great nutritional properties. And then agua de tamarindo. So this is tamarind, and tamarind is a fruit, which I have here to show you as well. Okay, so here's the fruit. It's a very interesting looking fruit. And then I cracked one open so that you could see it. It's, you know, kind of just cracks open like this. So the way you use it, like you boil it and then you get the water out of this. But in Mexico and many other countries, it's used not only for drinks, but also in recipes, in savory and sweet recipes. So tamarind also has a lot of great properties. It's high in magnesium, potassium, iron, calcium, B vitamins. So it's an anti-inflammatory as well. The one thing I do want to say about tamarind is that it's also high in sugar. So just be mindful of that, everything in moderation. And the last drink I have here is horchata. So horchata is also a very, very popular drink. And horchata, the two main ingredients are going to be the rice water and cinnamon. So cinnamon, I have some cinnamon sticks here, which smell delicious. With horchata, the awesome thing is that we have a recipe on our savory magazine. So you can also find that online. And cinnamon also has some great properties. It has anti-inflammatory properties as well as blood sugar lowering properties. So I love cinnamon, and I like to put cinnamon in a lot of my dishes. So I encourage you to try that too. Okay, so moving on to some of my favorites. So one of my absolute favorites when I'm on a time crunch and in a rush and want a quick meal, I will go to Giant's rotisserie chicken. It's so good and so easy. So I grab that and just kind of mix it with other ingredients to make my tacos or my tostada. And then you see here the pinto beans that has 3 guiding stars, which is best. And then for the corn tortillas, we have Mission corn tortillas, which has 1 guiding star, my tostadas. And then maseca. So if you're ultra inspired and want to make your own tacos, you can use, if you want to make your own tortillas for your tacos, you can use maseca, which has 2 guiding stars, which is better. And then for some of the dairy, the traditional Mexican cheese that I was talking about is queso fresco. So we have this one from this brand, Jalisco, which is really good. And in my fridge, you'll always find sour cream. You know, I love having some sour cream. So what I love about Giant sour cream is that it only has 2 ingredients. So it's really natural, just those 2 ingredients that it needs. And if you're looking for ways to add more probiotics into your diet, Good Culture has sour cream that already has probiotics in it. So that's a good option. And then you have to have your salsa, your hot sauce. So for me, I love salsa verde. Salsa verde is green salsa that is made with tomatillos. So tomatillo is like a special green tomato. And Late July has a really delicious salsa verde. And lastly, like I said, I have to have my hot sauce, so I go to Cholula for that. But I hope this gives you some ideas of some ways to celebrate. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope that gave you like some awesome ideas on how to celebrate Cinco de Mayo at home today or later on throughout the month. And then here, before we go to our question and answer section, I wanted to go over some of our online resources. The nutritionists at Giant are here to help you. We're people, so we love to communicate with you and connect with you. So reach out to us. We provide individual consultations, and we have a huge list of events. So if you go to our website and check out our events tab, you'll see that we have webinars for diabetes, hypertension. We also have webinars for meal planning and spicing up your life. So you're gonna find a huge variety of topics that can interest you. And then we also have an amazing blog and an awesome podcast. So the name of our podcast is Nutrition Made Easy. I highly encourage you to check it out. Trust me, you're going to love it. So if you want to find out any of this information, check us out at giantfood.com/nutrition. And this week we've launched a Healthy at Home challenge. So if you haven't heard of this, do check it out. So what we're doing is a whole challenge for the month of May. So this is the first week. And for this week, we're challenging you to eat fruits and vegetables every day at every meal and stretch for 10 minutes. This is not only a challenge for you, it's also a challenge for us. I mean, we're gonna participate in it as well. And even though I'm a nutritionist, I constantly need to kind of challenge myself and to include fruits and vegetables in every meal, especially for breakfast. That tends to be a harder one for veggies for me. So this is a great way for us to stay healthy at home, to encourage and motivate each other. So I highly encourage you to join. So the way you can see that you're joined is by tagging us, tagging Giant Food, and by using our hashtag, Giant Food Challenge and Healthy at Home. So doing both of those hashtags. And you can also email us. So by emailing us and letting us know that you want to be in the challenge, we will be sending you weekly reminders and weekly tips, which are very encouraging. So here I want to show you some folks that have already started the challenge. And just seeing these pictures, I mean, is very inspiring. I know when I get with a community of people that are, doing these positive things, like it inspires me to join as well. So please join us in this challenge, Healthy at Home Giant Food Challenge. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the question and answer section. Let's see what kind of questions. Okay, so what is jicama? So jicama, again, it's a root vegetable, and you can actually find it in our produce section. It might be in the like tropical area, but yeah, this definitely is in our produce section, and it's a root vegetable. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but it is low in carbohydrates. It has a nice water content, so it's very refreshing and it's very crispy. Can you show the tea bag again? Sure. So this is the tea bag again. Fiesta Tea Immunity. I don't know if you can see it, it's probably really small, but just look for hibiscus flower in the teas. That is the Jamaica, la flor de Jamaica, hibiscus. The next question is, are all of your recipes online? So most of the recipes that I've provided are on our website at giantfood.com/savory. But I do want to remind you that if you can't find it, or you have some trouble or more questions, feel free to reach out to us at nutrition@giantfood.com. I'll gladly go help you or email you the recipes directly, okay? All right, well, that concludes all of the questions. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna go have my mocktail, salud. Again, I hope you will join us for the next Nutrition at Noon, and reach out to us with any questions that you might have. or any ideas. If you have some topics that you're interested in and would like to hear about, let us know, communicate with us. We love to interact with our customers, so please do communicate with us. And with that, I want to wish you un feliz Cinco de Mayo. Stay well, salud, and see you next time. Bye, adios, ciao, salud.